Morning peeps, today we're off to Hansando and we're going to climb Hansando Peak, which is 293 metres. Hansando is actually an island very close to Goji. It's actually in between Goji and Tongyong. So if we come down into the Goji region, see this is Goji here, this is Tongyong, this is where we were yesterday, we're at Murukdo, this is Hansando. So basically we're going to get a ferry from here, which is Goji, right on the edge of Goji, about a 10-minute ferry ride straight across. We'll come into roughly here. This is Goji over here, and it sort of bends around here. This is where we're going to leave from, Ogiro, and with the ferry we'll come across right to this point here. From that point there we will drive down to the start of the route. If we take a look at the route, it's a definitive horseshoe really. We're going to start here, come up round, up the ridge, do this whole ridge walk, which ends up being about 2.5 kilometres I think. Then we'll come back down the ridge, we'll finish off here, but we'll have to walk back to the car obviously. Once we get back to the car, we'll just take the road again and drive back to the ferry and then take the ferry back to Goji. Here we go guys, 7:30 in the morning, we're on the car ferry, we're heading to Hansando and we're going to be climbing Hansando. Nice little view in the morning, sun's coming up, it is freezing, -2 today. We're ready for the ferry trip. Last stop ferry ride to Hansando, which is actually directly in front of us there. Look at this, all the fish farms. Tiny little islands everywhere, but stacks and stacks of fish farms. It's quite funny because the ferry has to negotiate between all of them. Really quite weird. Excellent little trip. And here we are, Hansando. Well, we parked up, we're at the bottom of Hansando now. This is the start of the route. Look at that sort of fish village there. Start of the route. We're going to try and do that horseshoe bit. There's a really distinctive horseshoe for this route, so I'm going to try and do that. Here we are right at the start. Hangsando's where we're heading for. There's also a shrine here, believe it or not, it's a shrine to Admiral Yi, very famous in this region. Hansando's famous, again because of Admiral Yi. During the Imjin War, in the first invasion of the Japanese, which was 1592, he took 56 warships and managed to go out, meet the Japanese and take out 200 of their warships, which of course made them flee. And think about it again, they didn't do the second invasion until 1597. Anyway, we're at the start. Here we go, heading up this way. Right, we made our way up to the top of the ridge. Nice little view there. Nice sort of pagoda to rest in. Quite windy at the top here. I've had to put my wind coat back on. So it's about -2, wind's about 18 metres per second. Usual safety sign there. And here we go, have a look at the view on the other side. Ooh. Look at that. Amazing. Although the Korean Navy during the Joseon period was actually based in Murukdo, Admiral Yi used to actually command all the battles from Hansando, which is why there's a shrine to him here. Anyway, we're going off this way. Still got a way to go. We're going to follow the ridge all the way up to Hansando, and then we'll come back down the other side. So we're off that way. We're about a kilometre along the ridge now. The ridge is about 1.5 kilometres long, and there's our first view of Hansando. That's where we're headed for. And then we'll take that ridge off, go over the next peak and the ridge down into the village down there. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's where we're headed, Mang San. About half a click to go. Here we go, topping out on Mang San, about 295 metres I think, 293, something like that. Whoa, look at that. A seat, I need one of them. Perfect. There's the summit stone, give me a little picture on that one, and here we go. Looking back across to Gojai, that's where we came from. Really quick ferry ride, like 10 minutes. Look at this view. Amazing. Bit hazy today, but it is cold. Still about -2. Luckily there's not a lot of wind here, but along that ridge, oh, it was windy. Anyway, that ridge is about 1.5 kilometres long from when you get to the top to come in here. It's a few ups and downs, but it's a beautiful ridge walk. Probably the best I've ever done. It's really nice. So there we go. We'll be heading off down this way. Hit the ridge over the peak that you probably can't see there. Oh yeah, you can probably just see it. Over the top of that one, back down the ridge there, back down into the village, see if we can find some yummy food. So there you go, Mang San. We're off Mang San. I'm around the ridge walk to the final peak before we start going down. Just to give you an example of what the ridge walk is like. Obviously it's tree lined, but it's actually really nice. Nice little path. As you can see, a few little ups and downs here and there. Not a lot. Really lovely. About another kilometre between Mang San and the final peak before we go down. So all in all it's about a 2.5 kilometre ridge walk. Exceptional, it's really nice. We've just come up this final stretch to the final summit on the ridge. Nice little rest pagoda again. So this is the final summit. We're off down the ridge now, back into the village. You can't really see through the trees, but there's a definitive horseshoe shape on this ridge. And it's quite amazing. Really, really nice walk. It's about -3 now. Can't hear the wind here, but on that ridge it's quite windy. Okay, so I'm heading down that way. Time to go see if we can find some food. Right, we completed the horseshoe. Coming down off the mountain now. Ooh, down the final ridge. This is the end. Wow. Then we're going to hit the road and follow the coast back to the car. Once we get there, we'll see if we can find some yummy food. That's it. Back on the coast. Follow that road home. Well, back to the car, and then the food, and then the ferry, and then drive home. But anyway, wow, look at that. Oh man. Okay. Amazing. Here we go. Map of Hansando. And that's it. Back to the car. Walking into the village now. You can see we've got some more street art. Quite a lot of fishing villages do this. It's really quite cool. Really nice, rather than just having a blank wall. They always decorate them. It's really cool. I like it. Well, I finished too early for the food again. Not even a coffee shop open. So I'm back in the harbour, back on the ferry, and we're heading back to Gojek. There's a little Batmobile, little Kia Morning, gotta love it, haven't you? So anyway, we're back on the ferry. Oh, here's one for you. We actually reverse onto these ferries so you can drive straight off. They only have one entry and into exit. So there you go. Look at all the shells there. It's all the oyster shells. But yeah, there you go. We're on our way back. Day's finished.